Welcome, architecture enthusiasts. My name is Michael Abramopoulos and this is tutorial 8. In this one we'll be looking at Blender GIS and the abilities to take that and create a model from a map anywhere in the world, in this case Melbourne as our precedent case, and we'll be looking at how we can create that in Blender and then import that into 3ds Max to become a usable model. So first things first, let's get stuck into it. To start, we're going to go to the Blender website. Click download and you can find the options for downloading Blender right here. After we do this, we want to also install the GIS Blender, which is a plugin, and you'll be able to go to this website, select code and download the zip file. You'll be able to download this to your desktop, wherever you may need to use it later. So now, after downloading Blender, opening it up, first thing we want to do is we want to install the plugin, which you're able to go through Edit, Preferences, go through Add-ons, and from here you'll be able to look at all the options, but we want to go to this left arrow and install from the disk. Once you do this, you'll be able to open up to wherever you saved the GIS file in the zip, and you can see here you can select it and install it from there. I've already got this installed, so we can just cancel. Alright, so what we want to look at is these GIS tools here. So to start off with, we want to go to the base map, look at the options here for the source and layer for the satellite, but we're going to keep them the same and select OK. So what they do is, this brings up an interactive map in which you can locate where you want to model from and where you want to get this site information from. So in this example, we're going to use Footscray. You can set the zoom, or you can manually zoom in here. I just set it to 20 just to see how it is. So here it's got my location, and I'll need to zoom in. So 20 is a bit too much, so from here I can zoom out to get the desired frame in which I want to capture. So here's Footscray. We just have a look, and you just want to make sure whether to see if this is the right location, the right area you want to capture. So now once we do that, we press E and we're happy with it. This creates an image in which we can then use to create our sitemap mapping. So from here we want to go back into the GIS plugin. We want to get the OSM, and this will come up with a lot of different options for us to extract the site model from this image and the data. So you can see you've got building, highway, land use, and by highlighting them all, you can do that. By pressing OK, you'll have to wait a little bit for it to load in, depending on how strong your PC is or your laptop. It'll range between 20 seconds or so, or about 5 minutes. So we'll just wait for this to load in, and there we go. We've got all the items loaded in here. You can see there's the buildings. You've got different land use, leisure areas, railway lines, waterways, and all that sort of stuff. So that's all in here now. You can turn things on and off. And we've got this interactive map here. And to export this now, if we want to take this into 3ds Max, we just go to export and export as an FBX file. Here, I've got a Footscray file already just as a test, so I might just rename it something else, or I might just save it over the top of the other one. And we'll save that to then be able to take into 3ds Max. So we'll save that. Now we'll open up 3ds Max. Very simple. We'll be able to open up the file where we saved it. We'll be able to grab it and just drag it straight in. Here we want to do, you can import it or link it. We want to link it here. You can see in this example my scaling's not quite correct, but we have the imported file here. Comes in with all your different concepts all linked together. We can go to the layers here, take off that initial image, and we can now play around with all these different sections. We can change it to maybe a clay colour so you can see it all a bit better. Or if you want to use it as a bit more of in a diagrammatical fashion, you can look at potentially changing the colours. So here you can look at selecting potentially the waterways, change that to a blue colour, and change it back to default shading so you can see. You might be able to select all of these to make it a red colour in all the buildings so you can see them a bit better, and so on and so forth. So that's a very easy way to collect a quick site model and bring it from Blender into 3ds Max. Thank you very much for listening.